Hey, hi Terence, what's up? Justin, what's up? Hey,
Watching Smash Con right now too. I just watched the upset.
Yo, that's so hype! Holy crap!
The Stitcher kill was like lit as fuck.
Oh, that was really.
Did you hear E's commentary on the Milkman? God, yeah.
Brian, you should tune into Super Smash Con right now because they're playing Ultimate Top 8 right now.
See, if I tune into Smash Con right now, it's gonna cut on my bandwidth, and I don't want to do that for the stream. So I'm being the responsible one here. Shit.
I'm running on 160p right now, so.
Wait, me too. Perfect.
Yeah. Look at that.
God damn.
No bandwidth being cut whatsoever. About it.
My lag's even at 160. I can't.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh god.
We're just gonna get started, gentlemen. You know what? First off, thank you so much for making your time for joining us today for the Checkpoint podcast. If you guys haven't
Smash
heard,
fans.
yes, today we're doing a podcast episode on the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate recent news, covering things like EVO, MK Leo's victory over Tweak, going over a little bit on the new DLC character Hero / Yuusha, and if time permits, we'll go over some of the patch 4.0 fighter changes and such. We're just gonna get into it. Well, actually, so just so you guys know the nature of our podcast, we just try to have a good time. We're not trying to be super analytical. We're just have fun, make jokes,
This itinerary is very large. It looks very unfun.
It's just for me. The agenda, like if you guys have looked at it, it's literally just for me, just to make sure I have questions to ask you guys, because I'm not a huge Smash head like the rest of you guys are. I love Smash, but I'm not super in depth in Smash as you guys are. But would love to have your guys' opinions and all.
Okay, I'm gonna stir some shit up.
Oh wait, Wii Sports?
Wii Sports, exactly. No, this is exactly what we're getting into. So, do you mind if I take over and ask one really important question that's actually kind of debatable, and it's also related to Super Smash Con, related to EVO 2019?
Yes.
Go ahead. Go.
Okay, so. Do you guys think MK Leo is carrying Joker, or do you think Joker's actually pretty strong? And
MK Leo carrying Joker 100%.
Yeah,
I think a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Why do you think that?
I think MK Leo takes him a tier up, but I don't think he's weak by any means. I think he's like a solid character. I think MK Leo just makes him.
What do you guys think is oppressive about Joker's kit? Like, is there anything that you think might need to?
I think it's the movement options.
For me, I actually think it's the kill confirms, and I think MK Leo really highlights that because he hits a lot of the fair one, drag down up air, dash attack, and also just the fact that he has even without Arsene, he actually is a good character as well.
Exactly.
And Arsene just takes him up a tier already.
I think also, this was also related to the upset that just happened. I was watching MK Leo, and he actually whiffed, a decent amount of his confirms. He was doing a drag down up air in the 5th game, and then he missed the up smash on the platform, which he never ever misses. So I think at this very moment, it might be MK Leo kind of underperforming, but it's not because, I think MK Leo is just good at doing these confirms. Normally for other people, you can see them kind of be mortal. It's just for the past few tournaments, like in EVO, in what was that Mexican one that happened? The Mexican
Smash Factor?
Yeah, Smash Factor as well. He's been on point with pretty much all of his confirms, all of his neutral game. His movements are really, really good. His movement is immaculate.
Definitely. I think when you bring that point up, for me, Joker seems to be one of the best characters in the game. Even debatably top 5, but he might be one of the most difficult in terms of execution and consistency. And even though all those movement options are available you don't have to be MK Leo to pull off those movement options, but just the sheer amount of kill confirms, or I guess not sheer amount, but the sheer amount of kill confirms you need to go for in a game, make it pretty difficult for other players to hit it. And I talk about this with other people from my club as well, but it's just insane how much MK Leo does it, and usually does it pretty flawlessly.
He just does it so clean. Like, he just makes it look like he's not.
Right, like as soon as he gets the fair one, like that's it.
Yeah, like you're.
Oh yeah.
Because he like hits stuff where you're like that's actually like, but it looks super easy.
Like the drag down up air combos look really easy for him as well. He doesn't do it often, but then he does it pretty much 100% of the time when it does actually happen, and it's a lot harder to do.
Yeah, he just never drops stuff, so you just never think like you're like, oh, he can do that 100% of the time, and you really don't think about how hard it actually is for him to pull that off.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Like if you just watch him, you're like, oh, okay, like he's like this is all easy character stuff, and then like you really sit down, you break it down, you think about it, you're like, oh, this is actually
Right.
like,
Those inputs are extremely tight, and it's like if you try it out yourself, you're like, oh, wow, that's it's very precise.
You go to the training mode and you're like, oh shit, this guy's not even moving.
right, and yours isn't even true. Like they just jump or air dodge out of it. And you're like,
Exactly.
what?
damn. I mean, like, God, hearing you guys talk about confirms and all how tight all the movement is coming from a casual player like myself, I'm just like when I just saw the EVO match between MK Leo and Tweak, I thought it was just art in motion. God damn.
Oh, definitely.
Well, dude, the crazy part about the Evo set was like Tweak had him on, like literally MK Leo woke up. He was like, "Oh, I'm down 2 stocks to 2 games. Hold my beer."
Oh god, yeah.
Downloaded the shit out of him. Those 2 games were games of research.
No,
is
the
what it was.
final boss music turned up as soon as he lost.
Holy crap. And
Yeah,
also, it was
it's insane.
really close. It was really close game 3 too. Like actually, MK Leo was on the verge of losing, and then suddenly he turned it up in the middle of the game.
He said he wanted to try.
Yeah.
Then he started trying.
Dude, when
Yeah,
game
Tweak
4
actually
hit,
almost had him game 4. but
Yeah, I
just
saw.
because
Oh my god.
Those are their spots.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you other
God.
like a get up attack read and didn't grab, then that just sealed the fate. And then
Well, MK Leo,
I feel like after
MK Leo
that is
also
when
got-
Tweak already lost.
Well, MK Leo started to get the feel for how Tweak was switching, and
Yeah, even I was
really punished
like,
every switch.
Yes.
Because the first 2 games he wasn't punishing them, he was just kind of letting Tweak do them, and then all of a sudden he was like, "Oh, I get it now," and it like the switch flipped, and then he punished every single one.
Yeah.
yeah, every time he did it by the leg, I was like, oh,
That's not safe.
so
Yeah, I think in the second set especially, most of his switches started becoming like, oh shoot, they're extremely predictable.
Mhm.
I also think it's the second, like we all kind of know the type of player Tweak is. He's a very momentum driven player. So the moment he starts tilting, he tilts very hard, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it was kind of over when the bracket reset happened and he got reverse swept. And then after that, he pretty much just got like the rug pulled out from under him.
Oh, 6 losses in a row. Oh.
Yeah. That was definitely a 6-0 moment right there.
Yeah, it hurt.
Mm.
Yeah.
You could tell Tweak was completely drained by
He's-
the middle of the second set. He's like, just let it end.
Mm-hmm. Tilted. That's a tilter.
So, before we continue, like, I'm sorry we didn't get to do this, but quick intro.
oh yeah.
So, I'm V-Chan. I usually help host the Checkpoint podcast. With me today, I have our usual degenerate, Jay Cho.
Howdy.
And
What's up?
today it's a very special day. We have special guests. Terence Li, the top Smash Ult player at USC, constantly places top 8 players
That's what I
of
said.
6 tournaments last year. Placed third in a 40-person regional tournament
To be determined.
and primary
so-
powerhouse for USC Dragon Boat. Give it up for Terence Li. Our next special guest is Ryan Stevenson, aka C Sharp, connoisseur in all things Smash, president of USC Smash Club from 2017 to 2018, accomplished and decorated game dev experience in VR, vice president of the USC Esports Student Union, and owner of one of the most vibrant and friendly personalities I have ever seen. I think one time I saw you like hosting one of the what was it?
One of our bi-weeklies?
No, the J Show, the game we worked on. What was it called again? The game.
Oh, the game jams?
Yeah,
Game Jam.
yeah. I think you were
Yeah,
hosting
yes.
that. I was like, this guy's cool. This guy seems like a cool guy. Because you followed up before, and I think you came on before Scott Easily, and he had a good presentation. I was like, that guy had a good presentation that rivaled Scott Easily. I was like, shit, that was good.
Oh yeah, I remember that game jam.
It was fun. It was my first game jam. It was a long night.
It was always fun and long nights.
Oh, and finally we have Chris Okamura, aka KidLiquid, one of my very good personal friends. Legendary esports historian with 10 plus years in the esports industry. I will rub you the fuck up, my dude.
That sounds more of a... Alright.
He has 10 years in the esports industry, from his early days with MLG and IPL to present day. He is currently also an esports writer/analyst, coach to UCLA's League of Legends team, head referee to Smash at EVO. Well, actually, I think he said just general head referee, right?
Yeah, so I was managing most of the games. My main focus this year was on the newer titles, like Samsho, Eunice, Soul Calibur, making sure that they're more comfortable, and then assisting when I could with the main titles. But I mean, the staff that we have at EVO is so experienced anyway that it's not so much... we can afford to leave them on their own to their own devices so that I can go ahead and help people that haven't been there before.
Good shit.
At least with our team, yeah.
Good shit. But continuing,
Yeah.
member of Old School Machinima during his glory days, and recently a proud father to a beautiful daughter.
I don't know how recent recently is. She's like 3.5 now.
Oh, she is? Wait! Wait! I'm so sorry! Wait! I am so sorry! Like, last I spoke to you, I thought you just had her. I'm so sorry.
No, it was
She was already 2? Oh no!
I got the proud gal at EVO. She came with me to EVO for the first time, so she was on the show both meeting.
Oh!
So that was a fun time.
Oh, you're introducing her to FGC at a young age.
Oh, she comes to locals. She's fine.
Oh, dang. But
SoCal locals know what she.
Oh, what is it?
They know to fear her in a couple years. That's fine.
Oh yeah, the age for smashers just keeps getting lower and lower.
Oh god.
A 15-year-old.
Oh yeah.
Who's that?
8-year-old player beats top player 1 million views.
Spargo, Prodigy, 12. Spargo's like 13, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's
It's
that
super young.
15-year-old Isabella main that beat Ally, which...
Oh, Bachi, yes.
Yeah,
The whole...
I lost to like a 13-year-old Diddy main at EVA.
Oh, no.
Crazy. That was.
Yeah.
Hey, well, at least they have the time to practice, so.
That's true.
But yeah, before we jump into like the 4 discussions, how about everyone just gives a little backgrounds on themselves? How long have you been playing Smash? Who's your main? Let's just like go down. Let's see.
Yeah, let's go with Smoothie's million names.
Yeah, so funny, like, I think this semester I've played six, probably 7 characters in bracket. I mean, Ultimate just came out, but I generally like playing everyone, and it's only recently that I've actually started sticking with someone. But yeah, my original main was Fox and Peach. Coming from Smash 4, I love Fox. Actually, it's funny, in Smash 4 I played a lot of characters that feel like Melee, because I love Melee as well. So I played Fox and Sheik, and now I liked Fox at first, but I started to dislike his linear playstyle, and I ended up shifting through Greninja, and then I am now ended up completely on solo Palutena. So yeah, that's what I'm going in tournaments now with much better results. And then as for how long I've played, I believe I started playing competitive from my sophomore year of high school. So it's been a hot sack. It's been 4 years now.
Good shit.
And
like competitive. Damn.
Yeah, so I got Smash 4 and I thought it was fun, and I just wanted to play competitively. And then I got into the rabbit hole and discovering Melee, discovering Smash 4, and yeah, I play and watch a lot. So those 4 years are probably, it doesn't sound like that much, but there's a lot more like under it because I play a lot.
Very nice.
Yeah.
J-Cho, what about you?
So, okay.
Just how long? Who's your favorite character? That's it.
I've been playing Smash Ultimate for almost a year, so as you can see, I have a lot of experience. And Smash 4 is absolutely zero experience, so Ultimate is like kind of like my first modern Smash experience. Before that, I've been watching competitive Smash since like 2010, but I've never actually gotten into any competitive Smash until Ultimate came out, because that's when I got a Switch and I could actually play play by myself, which is depressing as fuck, but that's honestly what I've been doing because I get a lot of anxiety when I go to the locals. So as far as how many locals I went to, I've only went to 3, and I've only competed in 3, and I got instantly eliminated in every single one. But I do know all the terminology. I do know a lot of the things that happen, but I just can't execute very well. It's really completely different watching and analyzing versus actually playing and executing. So
you're definitely still learning the competitive ropes, which is cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool perspective. Chris, how about you? What's your background on Smash?
I feel super old now.
Man, you're gonna make me feel old. I'm as old as you. Shit, come on.
So I've been playing since Melee. So Melee, I started playing kind of competitive Melee around like 2016, 17, or 2006 and 7. So that's gotta be
fuck, not even
like,
teens.
yeah.
Oh my god.
golden ages.
So like
the
a
Ken
long time.
days.
Yeah, so like the ROM days and like
Yeah.
the Brawl days, I started playing Melee competitively. So a lot of my kind of background comes from Melee and comes from kind of what I've learned from the SoCal Melee community. Made a lot of great friends there, and sort of like kind of where I bit my teeth in like FGC stuff. And so coming from there, I played a little bit of Smash 4. I wasn't too into it, but I had a lot of friends that were, and so one of my best friends is the godfather of my daughter, is one of the main TOs up in NorCal for Smash 4, and so that transitioned obviously into Ultimate, and so that's where a lot of my kind of background for Ultimate comes from, is through him and through his events and sort of helping plan events and watching a lot of Ultimate. I've gotten to play quite a bit of it, but it's, once you start working in the industry, and you guys will figure this out soon, the more you start working in the industry, the less you're able to play, and the more you're really working around the games rather than like sitting there and actually trying to lab. So I totally get where you're coming from, of like understanding all the tech and like not knowing how to execute. But yeah, like I totally get that. But yeah, a lot of my playing background and like technical background comes from Melee. So
Nice. And okay, and the last one, Ryan, how about you? What's your experience in Smash? Who's your current favorite main?
Yeah, so my experience when it came to competitive, it was like end of Brawl and then into Smash 4. I didn't go to too many locals at the like twilight of Brawl, but I used to play Sonic, and then Smash 4 was when they announced Shulk was going to be coming. I was like, yeah, this guy, I'm gonna stick with him because I love Xenoblade, and then I love the Minato Arts mechanics, and it was like a perfect fit. So now in Ultimate, I still play Shulk, but
man.
mostly I've been playing Ridley and a little bit of Ken.
Very nice. I saw actually in the most recent patch they buffed Ridley a bit, so I'm sure you're excited about that.
Oh yeah, I'm happy about it.
Cool. But yeah, let's just jump into the main conversation. Back to the EVO convo.
Oh, that's a hard segue. You know what's an easy segue? Meister is playing against Mars right now.
Oh.
Yeah, they're 1-1.
What do you guys think about Game & Watch? Because there were 2 Game & Watches that placed top 8. I keep forgetting the major, that Mexican major.
Smash Factor.
Smash
Yeah,
Factor.
Smash Factor. There are 2
But
Game &
he
Watches that
came
placed
in-
top 8.
If you don't know how to play against him, you're gonna lose. Like, you can't just, I'm gonna throw an unsafe move on your shield. He's gonna fire a B and then, get a punish.
Do you think he's actual mid to top tier? Because a lot of people have been putting him mid-bottom tier in their recent tier list.
He's a solid mid-tier.
He's mid.
Is he
Yeah,
mid-tier,
I might even say high tier, actually.
I think I put the 2 top 8. I think I'd chalk up to just like we're saying, character unfamiliarity. Like they just don't know what he's capable of.
Kind of. Oh shit.
What's going on, Justin? What's going on?
Hello?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah,
Okay.
We're good.
Right. Do you think he's a gimmick character? Like, once people have his matchup downloaded, do you think they'll be able to just, like, destroy him every single time?
I don't think he's a gimmick. More so, he's just a playstyle character.
I put him like
Right.
I put him in the same category.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. That's a good comparison. I remember Meister went to Chicago for like 2 months or something, and I think he just didn't drop sets. Like, he literally didn't lose to people. Like, people had a chance to play him at every local, and people didn't manage to adapt. I don't think he is kind of gimmicky and like he has only like a few really good options, but he's not a gimmick character. I think he's just good.
Yeah. But again, like I think a lot like Icy's, where it's like as soon as you know how to beat it, it's like, oh, this is easy, I got this.
Yeah, speaking... Wait, okay, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, for a casual like me, I'm kind of clueless on like what exactly is happening with SmashCon right now. There's a lot being thrown out.
I will link you the stream right now. So what's happening is there's this Game & Watch character, which, you know, you kind of consider Game & Watch to be a pretty troll character. But in Ultimate, like throughout the entire franchise, all the way from Melee to Smash 4, Game & Watch hasn't really placed very well. So this guy called Meister, he's been consistently placing pretty consistently placing in top 8s and playing against top tier characters and top tier players with Game & Watch. That's literally the general backstory of it, and we're just like, is it Game & Watch? Is it Meister? Is it like what makes people unable to play against Game & Watch? Like, what makes them consistently able to make top 8? Yeah.
I think the thing is, when you talk about characters, it's a matter of consistency within the character's placements across the board, rather than like just the one person, right?
Yeah.
Like as soon as other people start using Game & Watch, and like as soon as Meister starts unlocking things that other people can copy or that other people can also do and also place highly, like until that starts to happen, you have to kind of lean on the side that it's Meister, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's
kind of like Ike at the start of Ultimate, when everybody was like, "Oh God, this guy's broken because he can nair and then up air," and then people found out, "Oh, what happens if I shield or parry Ike?" And then he just fell off the chart.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But like that's exactly what it is. Like as soon as people find it, if it drops off, then it's kind of done. But if it stays relevant, and like if other people start picking it up too, and the character does well across the board, I think it's better. But you can't call a character, you can't move him up a tier or like think of him higher than just it being Meister if it's just Meister doing it, right?
That's true. And this game's pretty young too, so as in terms of like a stabilized meta or like stable or a super developed counterplay, it's just not there yet. Like Mars is probably only played against Meister once or twice. It's like the more sets you play, the more, and because Mars is the better player, it's gonna go in his favor in the long run. But for now, we're seeing stuff like this where he just doesn't know about Game & Watch. Game & Watch's options.
I feel like
I think the thing too that people have to realize is like Nintendo's being pretty heavy-handed with patches, like more so than they've ever been. Where they've been pretty heavy-handed in like nerfs or buffs or like completely changing the meta. Like they're not scared to do that, and so it's just a matter of we don't know where things are going to settle and like what's going to happen. So like trying to figure out tier lists at this point is like really hard.
That
dude.
Big feels bad.
That's bad. Oh my god.
You know, Chris, when you mentioned consistency, I want to segue into the new character Hero. I mean, I saw some of your I saw some of your tweets too. It's just like all RNG based. Yeah, I just want to know all your guys' thoughts on the Hero. Like, what is your reaction to his gameplay style?
The thing that's weird is like everyone brings up the RNG elements of him, but like his specials are actually really fucking strong too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Like ridiculously so. No one brings that up.
Like the neutral B, right? Like I was playing with it. Yeah, the charged up neutral B does a fuck ton of damage.
Fizz and Zaps are ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Zap has so much armor on it. Like on the startup and the actual execution of it, you can't hit it.
It's a good ledge trapping tool. It's
Yeah.
pretty hard to avoid. And it also actually doesn't take too much mana either. So it's like people have been bringing this up to. I think what I've been reading is just in the subreddits. People are mentioning that heroes' special attacks are actually really strong, and the ones who consistently do decently are people who don't actually use down B a lot. They're just playing hero as a sword character with projectiles. That's what they're doing.
Right. As much as the RNG favor, or as much as the people think of the RNG as being detrimental for themselves, it's actually pretty hard to react to for the hero players themselves. Like the fact that they don't even know what option they're gonna get with each open of the menu makes it a lot riskier to open it up.
Yeah, there's only like a few times you can actually safely open the menu. If you're on the Angel platform when you respawn, then you can do that. Or if they're like so far disadvantaged that you can, read through the list and then shield if you don't have something. Because I think it's like 24 frames in between when you pop it up and then you can re-pop it up again.
Right. I mean, that's kind of why I think I was sitting with someone at EVO and we were trying to talk about like the tier list of command list items, and like immediately to me the one that stuck out was Accelerate as the top tier one.
Really?
It just gives you, because it gives you so many options, right? Like it's the only one that gives you like a wide variety of options, and you pick it every time without fail and like use it to effectiveness, where the other ones are all pretty situational.
I don't know, how viable it is, but I've seen just in like casual clips that Magic Burst is super strong if you even have like a
that's super
Magic
strong.
Burst just like you can't avoid it if you they get it for the edge guard. But once again, I think it's pretty hard to tier a lot of the stuff because it's like they're pretty situational. But
yeah,
I agree. Like the Accelerato is like he's basically jumping like Speed Shulk at the same time.
yeah.
He has some sauce.
But the thing is, like, it gives him so many options, and it's the most consistent. Like, it doesn't matter as soon as you get Accelerate, you're automatically better, and you can automatically use so much more setup than you can with any of the other ones.
And what do you guys think about just the hero's placement in competitive Smash? Because it's not just his down B special that has a lot of RNG. It's the fact that he has critical attacks too. Like
those only really are on his smash attacks, so I feel like the only time that'll happen is if somebody gets a really hard smash read, like if they condition them enough so that one of them actually hits.
Right.
I think the only one that the one that hits the fastest is down smash, which is I think frame 9. Everything else is either slow or has a really stubby and small hitbox.
Yeah.
Right.
And the chances are, if you're throwing out a smash attack anyways, you're gonna hit them and possibly kill them.
Yeah, you're looking for kills if you're hitting smash attacks anyway.
Yeah.
Right, I think that if you get smash attack at 30 and get crit, it's you shouldn't have gone smash attack in the first place.
Yeah.
It's just the same as getting smash attack at higher percent.
Yeah, even with using the snooze to get a smash attack off of, at low percent, you can mash out of that pretty consistent.
interesting.
Yeah.
I think
Go ahead.
I think we just need a larger sample size. That's definitely with anything that's kind of random based, we need a larger sample size. So we'll just see how it goes down the line. But
yeah, I really want to see some of the Kaswoosh and the swoosh setups.
Right. That seems like the most underutilized one right now.
Yeah. I think
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
there's another random element, and it's zoom. And the thing about zoom, I don't know if you know this, Brian, but the closer you get to the blast zone, the more likely it is for zoom to appear in your menu when you press down B.
Oh.
So basically, the way it works is the closer you are to death, the more likely it is for you to get zoom.
Oh.
And this basically means that this fundamental elements of ledge trapping can potentially be avoided if you just get zoom inside your down B menu. And I think
yes and no, because if you get it first try, then yeah, that kind of destroys your ledge trapping game. But if you don't get it first try, your momentum is stopped and you're near the blast zone, and you've got 24 frames to be able to either if you're lucky enough to do an air dodge or decide to jump. And at that point, if you're against Lucina, Shulk, Ridley, anybody else who has a really good ledge trapping game, then you're just dead because you thought you could pull it down B.
Yeah. So So there's still actually a lot of factors involved. A lot of risk.
Yeah, because I think you can pull up the menu twice if you get knocked like into the top corner of the blast zone or like somewhere higher up. But I don't think it's enough of a. It's especially like problematic or troubling if like they get it only on a 1 in 3 chance, because it's also like Eric C Sharp said, dangerous for people to for heroes to pull it up if people can just go ahead and edge guard you.
Oh,
Yeah, I think we just have to see.
Mhm.
Time will tell. I don't think we should ban him. That's actually the dumbest thing.
Oh yeah,
No.
yeah.
Just because somebody gets thwacked at 0%, like maybe that's like a 1% chance you get that. Unfortunate.
See, something like that. Oh god.
Yeah, that should have
Honestly,
happened.
if somebody whacks me at 0%, I'm shaking their hand because it's just wow. Okay,
Yeah,
I guess I deserve that.
yeah. Can you imagine if that happened in Leffen versus Salem? That would have been so
Oh yeah.
legendary set.
Honestly, the Leffen versus Salem set was, I think, a good narrative, even though the players don't actually like hate each other. I think
Right.
that was just a melee versus modern Smash kind of moment.
Dude, it was
Yeah, definitely.
my favorite thing was there was a Reddit thread, and the top comment was, I never thought I'd see the day where Hungry Box.
Yeah.
You're on
Oh yeah.
Today is that day.
Right. Oh, that's
so
it.
good.
There's like a crowd cam, right?
Yeah, there
The
was.
entire game
A
of people
smartphone
popping
cam.
up. People popping up.
That was really cool.
And it was
So
the hardest I've seen Leffen pop off in a while.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
He didn't. Not as much as winning melee.
Yeah, exactly. I think
and Salem spiked his controller too.
Fuck.
There was a lot of energy.
there was.
They both popped off for the opposite reason.
Okay, so Brian, for context, so Leffen is basically kind of like the resident melee shit talker,
Right.
and he's kind of like a villain in the melee community.
Oh.
And he was also one of the first like melee players to start playing Ultimate a lot when Ultimate first came out. And Salem is kind of like Smash 4 / Smash Ultimate's. He played Smash. He played Smash since Brawl, and then was basically just playing a lot of the modern Smashes. And then he talked some shit about melee, and everyone jumped on his dick and gave him a lot of hate for it.
It wasn't so much that. It was like the idea that so Salem's big argument and his like years of research, like the big memeable thing, right? It was, like the big memeable thing was that he felt like that the melee community always, when the new Smash game comes out, leverages the new Smash game's hype to like further their own brands and their stuff, and then right after they're like kind of done and used the game, then they go back to melee and like fuck that community, right? So they never like they always like they always like suck it dry of what they use it for, and then like leave it to die, and then like kind of let like that's like
That's not
Salem's-
untrue. So.
No.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that Salem was wrong about in his like manifesto.
Yeah, he's
There's a lot-
very emotional about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there that was like informationally wrong and like factually wrong. So a lot of people just wrote him off as crazy and dumb, and like he always tries to start shit with melee players because he just has that animosity towards them.
Damn.
So like,
Because the melee scene kind of killed the brawl scene, and he was pretty involved in the brawl scene, and that made him very bad. Yeah.
so like, but it was the idea that like people didn't really like Brawl, and like overall now
Exactly.
people like no one really liked Brawl, so it was a thing of melee got bigger and stronger because Brawl was kind of bad. Because people were like, oh, I don't like this game, let me go back to melee, and then melee kind of grew out of that even more and more, and then like the doc came out, right? So like when the documentary came out, it was like a real like the little section of Brawl that they had was like a shit on Brawl section, like that didn't help either, right? So like so Salem has all that that built up animosity, and so this matchup was the first time they met in tournament set
Yeah.
since like all this shit has happened.
Basically, the melee player who's playing in Ultimate versus the guy who's shit talking the melee players who come to Ultimate to destroy Ultimate is what he's saying. Yeah.
So basically, he was like, I'm gonna be the protector of Ultimate and beat all these melee fucks, and then all this shit, right?
And he
That
lost.
was like his manifesto.
They lost.
That just sounds so petty. What the hell?
Oh, and he got shit on.
And so Leffen, the villain in Melee, the people that
Became the hero.
became the hero in Ultimate. People were cheering for him. And Leffen and Hungrybox have some big ass beef in Melee, and they don't like each
They
other
don't
in
like
person.
each other personally. at
Yeah.
all.
And Hungrybox is cheering for Leffen. You can hear him like yell in the background, "Go Leffen!" And it's like, what?
What is happening?
Yeah.
Dude, it was awesome. Oh, and the other thing too.
Salem united the Melee community.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no, Salem united everyone because even Smash 4 and
Yeah.
like, Ultimate people were like, dude, you're just making enemies of people that are helping us. So
Yeah.
please stop. Like, so he like, so technically Salem is the hero of everything. He united the entire Smash community. Okay, he was the Lelouch of everyone. At this point.
He's the
villain that we needed but don't deserve. Yeah. Oh, Salem. This is sixth time.
It was your
chest.
It was his secret plan all along.
It was.
Chris, I kind of want to like go more into your esports historian kind of role. So
God. Okay.
So like, particularly about Smash. So just can you tell us
Sure.
exactly, what happened with Smash at EVO this year, and like how was EVO this year when they took out Melee finally?
So it was like a controversial thing. I know, like internally, there was a lot of discussion. Again, I'm not privy to the internal discussion, or like I don't make the final call, right? I give my opinion and I don't make the final call. That's not my job. But once it was taken out, it was a lot of relief in terms of us as a staff and like people working on the event, because Melee was like a pretty big burden. And I don't want to say burden because it was great, and it's like still one of my favorite games to watch, and like it still brought in so many people, and it's wonderful and it's awesome. But like from a logistics standpoint, it was so difficult to manage because it's completely different equipment from everything else in the arena. The CRTs weigh 50 pounds each.
God, the fact that you need CRTs for each
hundreds of
player.
them, right? Like, there's hundreds of them.
Oh.
The idea of like they're using GameCube controllers, or they're using GameCubes or Wii's. So like again, those are component cables. So in order to put them on stream or have them on broadcast, like it requires a whole different set of equipment in terms of streaming systems and broadcast systems, like upscalers to get looking okay for HD viewing, all kinds of stuff. It was just logistically a nightmare.
Oh, you mean you couldn't use like the Elgato, like normal streaming equipment?
Right.
Oh, shoot.
Because you need, or you have to run it through adapters, but at that point, then it's just you'd lose so much,
Oh god.
kind of. It just became a nightmare, right? So the idea of like getting rid of Melee became, as sad as it was, it became kind of empowering because it let us do a lot more than we had been able to in previous years. Like, were you guys at EVO at all? Was anyone at EVO?
Wait, hold on. I was there this year.
Oh.
So like, did it feel more open and more like kind of you could walk around a lot more?
Yeah, but I also feel like that was sort of the same with last year. I feel like EVO's generally just a big open space because now that's at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center, as opposed to I think years past when it was at the Las Vegas one. It was a little bit harder to walk around.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely get the logistics standpoint of looking around the CRT, because I remember there's one year I heard that Gaming Gen, or one of the console suppliers, there was an issue with one of the trucks, and then you couldn't have the CRTs and a bunch of other equipment until like last day, so you had to get a whole bunch of people to volunteer.
That was 2016. That was the year that was at the Los Angeles Convention Center at the Westgate.
Yeah.
That was that year. So that was the year where we needed to so SoCal has a vault, or there used to be a SoCal vault that like it was I forget what exactly it was named, but it was essentially a holding facility, or like a storage unit that SoCal sort of smashers had paid for. So like everyone in the community donated like $1, $2 to keep this storage unit that was just filled to the brim with CRTs. And so we requested help there, rented a truck. I think might have been Toph. Toph might have driven, or someone in the Smash community had driven down to SoCal, filled this truck up with as many CRTs as possible, and driven it down to Vegas overnight. So we so the venue opened at 8, or no, venue opened at 7 because we were still doing 8 a.m. pools. So it was 8 o'clock. We needed them ready to go by 8 o'clock, and I think they got there at 5. So it was a mad dash to lift all of these CRTs and put them in place, like the hundreds of CRTs, and put them in place, and then set up everything and double check systems and make sure everything works properly, right? So it was like a mad dash to get that working. It was a nightmare. So like after that, I think that a lot of people were like, Mr. Wizard hates Melee or whatever. It's not that he hates Melee, it's just that it's a gigantic headache, right? Like, it's not that at all. So hopefully that provides context. But I mean, this year's EVO is great. I mean, it's always a good time. I think everyone had a good time. I didn't hear too much bad stuff other than stuff that happened after EVO. But I mean, like other games were fine.
Good shit, yeah. God, I really want to go to EVO this year too. Like me and J-Chill were planning to go, but J-Chill, we should have gone.
I needed a fucking home, dude. I was homeless. Literally, I was signing a fucking contract.
It's fine.
I guess if I was dedicated enough to the Smash community, I would have made EVO my home.
Well,
you can do that.
We'll definitely try to make it next year. Oh god, we could just go to Vegas. Oh god.
Affordable living.
Just get some money from the slots and from gambling, and then
just make your living from gambling.
Just a few quarters.
Yeah, dude, you could easily make the same as 7th place at EVO just by gambling.
It's like the same thing.
So, for the last 10 minutes, I'm just opening up discussion. Is there anything you guys feel like is, just really big Smash news recently that's like worth covering or talking about? Because I have a few things, but I'll leave it up to you guys.
So, Nairo is 2-2 with Echo Fucked MK Leo. That's big news. What's going on?
Yeah, MK Leo getting 5th here would be pretty shocking.
Exactly.
That's what's happening.
It'd be pretty disappointing for him.
Yeah, with Paolo, exactly. I'm like, with Paolo, a lot of people are telling Nairo to drop Paolo because he's been seeing very inconsistent results with Paolo. Sometimes he does really well, and sometimes he doesn't even place top 8. So
I feel like it's not really a narrow kind of type of character for him. Like the round movements in like some of the aerials, I can see, but like the general game plan and like all what makes Paolo good definitely doesn't seem like a Nairo character.
And it seems like such a weird switch to go from like Zero Suit to like to Palutena. Like it just feels like it's such a weird thing to like look at.
Right. Nairo seems more like a good player playing Palutena than a Palutena main.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, he still puts in the work. It's just I do feel like it's kind of awkward for him sometimes.
Dude, he got MK Leo to 92.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
He's back.
Is that his Zerge death?
No, Arsene.
Oh, so close. Oh, yeah, he is putting the work, but it's just definitely not Nairo-esque. So, like, that is surprising.
Right.
Ledge cancel is clean.
Can I
I'm
ask?
curious about like in terms of Leo, like for SmashCon, if the week between EVO and SmashCon isn't enough time to adjust to new patch, because obviously he hadn't been playing on old patch, right? Or he'd been playing on old patch, right?
But
so like,
Did Paolo get anything in this patch?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in general, like the
yeah.
like how
I mean, yeah. Normally, like having a accepting like a patch that's only been like out for a week for a tournament, that's big no. That's bad.
Yeah. So like technically for someone like Leo and technically Tweak too, like they've had a week to like adjust back to regular stuff, right? Like anyone that was at EVO technically, right?
Oh yeah, apparently. Because like, they're probably still like getting on the flight back to East Coast, just trying to settle in, and then they can kind of
right. So yeah, like I could see not that Leo needs an excuse, but like I could see it being like a
It's difficult
like
for
a
him,
look.
right?
Look, yo, I'm tired.
Tweak gets an excuse,
Like,
maybe. Leo?
Yeah, wait, but weren't the only real significant changes, I think, like Ridley and Mewtwo?
Right?
So
Yeah, Ivysaur. Ivysaur.
yeah,
the
Pokemon
boxes,
Trainer
yeah.
got a lot of.
But Charizard got Charizard.
Yeah.
Charizard got super
It's
buff,
Charizard.
dude. He got
Charizard
super buff.
Nair? That thing is God.
That's a happy puppet moment.
Sakurai took a funnel and just shoved rare candies. Okay, like this dude.
He extracted rare candies from Ivysaur and shoved it into Ivysaur.
Oh god, yeah.
Into Charizard.
Freaking Charizard.
Charizard's
So I'm seeing that it's what?
good now.
Increased amount of time hit detection last and reduced vulnerability after landing. Like,
He's real good now.
God. Oh, don't forget
Like,
the fucking tail whip. Fucking extended launch distance. God.
Yeah, but I think the Ivysaur nerfs were pretty warranted. His Dare hitbox was fat. It's like bigger than him.
Yeah.
They didn't change his up air though.
No, they didn't.
But
No,
like,
but
I can understand having like Dare bigger priority because that's just two framing. With that was unfortunate.
Didn't they give Squirtle buffs too?
No, it was funny because Pokemon Trainer has one character untouched, one nerfed, and one buff.
That,
But, like,
that
one
seems kind of
big buff.
balanced, right?
Mathematically,
Well, things should be.
Yeah, mathematically.
Perfectly balanced.
as all Pokemon should be. But
Except that Game Freak doesn't do that.
Except in
Yeah.
Cinderella.
That is all.
yeah, sad Incineroar noises.
I'm actually really curious about the Ridley buff because I don't know, like just from all the Smash I've seen so far, I haven't seen many Ridley players. Like,
Yo, Plup's run at SmashCon was really good. He actually
yeah.
got a game off of Larry too.
oh,
But with Ridley's buffs, it kind of helped solidify his game plan a little bit more. So his main buffs were having back air increased damage and Space Pirate Rush, his side B command grab, actually killed earlier. Because before it wouldn't kill until like 140%,
damn.
and that was just
high. Yeah.
that didn't make me feel good at all. But now he can kind of kill a little bit easier with command grab. So now he has up smash and side B, back air to finally finish out a stock at 100 or so.
Yeah, but I still think, like on the Plup topic, I still think Plup should stick with Mega Man. 'Cause Mega Man is pretty
Yeah.
sick. And
His name is sick, but like I feel like he's a Ridley fan, so he needs another character because Ridley hates projectiles. Like Ridley and Mega Man is a very depressing matchup where like any top tier that can just pull out a projectile and just stuff Ridley's face with it.
what?
Repeat, please. You just cut out there.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Okay.
I was having seizures.
Yeah, you just cut out there like completely. Sorry.
My alt
Repeat.
key isn't doing so well, but like he definitely needs another character apart from Ridley because once you kind of start getting into like the upper tiers that have either projectiles like Okamura Mega Man or good combos like Joker and Peach, Ridley just falls apart.
But I think Ridley would make make a good secondary for him.
Oh yeah,
And
great
Mega
second.
Man would be his main. That's what I'm thinking. But what about
J-Cho, you cut out this time.
Running out of internet, folks.
There's only so much to go around. You know?
Oh no. J-Cho.
So I'm gonna interrupt for a second, but MK Leo versus Sen. So as a thumbnail, Mars versus Meister.
Wait, we can barely hear you. What? Repeat.
howdy 1 2 How's that?
That's worse.
I think it's just back.
That's loud.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh god. Mic check.
Okay.
it's
Okay, this
It's
is
my
good.
USB cable that's active
Yeah, that's
up.
good. That's good.
This is good.
Okay.
Yes.
It's been very naughty recently, so
God damn.
sorry about that.
Okay, we're getting
Okay.
down to like our last 5 minutes of the podcast, gentlemen. Let's just wrap up with, what are you excited about for Smash? Like we have
Banjo-Kazooie,
we have
yeah.
Banjo-Kazooie coming out.
Not Banjo.
What? Did someone say?
let's No.
Sorry, what happened?
Hello?
I'm excited to see more Meister play. I didn't get a chance to shout him out the entire podcast because I was dragged away to do cooking.
Oh, I
Meister is
see.
Game Watch main, and
Game
literally my
watch,
favorite.
cooking.
Yeah, you ready to throw some
Oh my
sauce?
god, get out of here! I'll kill you. What podcast I'm in?
Fucking jumping at the last moment
Yo,
of the
get
podcast.
whacked.
Yeah.
Dude, he can absorb thwack. I just learned this today.
Oh yeah.
Which is
The
insane.
thwack. That's so wild. Did you know that? That is
Game
insane.
Watch is the first hero.
He is though. He is the RNG character.
I'm actually
Because I don't know if you saw that video earlier of MK Leo versus Meister, but MK Leo brought out a hero for the first stock, and he got 9'd, which was glorious.
Yeah, that's justice. And then he reverse 3-0'd him.
Yeah, with the Joker.
Classic Leo.
But yeah, just to wrap up the podcast, like, yeah, what are you guys excited about for the newest character about to come out, Banjo-Kazooie? What do you think we can expect? What playstyle do you think we can expect? Like, just literally just theory crafting at this point.
I want a beefy duck hunt.
Oh, that's right. I've heard that there's been like a good duck hunt now. Shit.
Character.
A chunky boy.
I want a Bowser and Duck Hunt have a baby.
Oh my god. That's mental imagery that cannot be erased.
Like, I honestly don't know like what kind of moves they would bring out. Like, I think yeah.
I mean, if you just look at any of his moveset from Kazooie or Tooie, it's pretty much gonna be that.
Yeah. I just want a brawler. I want like a Duck Hunt brawler.
Like, do you think he'll have a projectile? Because you know, like in those
Oh
games.
yeah, he's got his eggs.
Yeah, the eggs.
He's got his eggs, got grenade eggs.
But I think his neutral B from what we saw in the trailer was him choking out Kazooie, right?
That's-
Choking the chicken.
Yeah.
God.
It's canon. It's completely canon. It's in the game.
Not safe for work, but canon.
And the F smash too. He slams the.
Yeah, that's canon. That's canon move. Buster, that's a canon move. Yo, I want Dragon Kazooie. That'd be.
Yo, if they can also give like different skins for that, that would be really sick. Oh man.
Do you think he's gonna be like a meme character like Piranha Plant, or is he actually gonna be viable? Because I feel
I think
like
he's gonna be solid. He's gonna be probably somewhat like Mario, except without the reflector. He can do. I feel like he's just gonna be all around. Have some good projectiles. Have some good frame data. Have some good range, but not really excel at everything.
here's the real question: is Kazooie gonna be a disjointed hitbox like a sword?
Yeah, Kazooie's a sword.
Yeah. Or is it gonna be like a Mewtwo kind of thing? Gets
Oh,
slapped
Mewtwo got
around like
fixed.
Kazooie.
Yeah, I heard
he
Mewtwo
did.
got fixed. Yeah, like his
Still.
hitbox got fixed apparently.
I think the biggest takeaway from 4.0 is Ivysaur and Mewtwo. It's a Pokemon patch. And
Oh
Ridley.
yeah, and everybody's
Yeah.
favorite Pokemon Ridley.
Ridley, yeah.
It's just another.
Steel flying type.
Yeah.
Looking at the last patch on Joker and seeing how Joker can't reflect 50% more damage projectiles. What's the point of
Corrin
this?
also got buffed, but I don't think anybody plays Corrin anymore.
Everyone's just made on Corrin lols.
Yeah, Corey's like,
Yeah.
another Fire Emblem character, okay.
Anyways,
I just
yeah.
want Edelgard.
Oh, no more
An
Fire
axe
Emblem characters.
character.
But
Don't
anyways,
even do Max characters in the actual Fire Emblem.
more Fire Emblem characters.
And then I played 3 houses and
I'm not gonna just press the B button with Bellbot and say it's good enough.
They don't even do axe characters in actual Fire Emblem games. You're not getting one in Smash.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, you know what, gentlemen, thank you again for your time for the podcast. Absolutely super fun. Thanks again, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Good shit.